Gathering. Thanks, Zuri. So summer barbecues are filled with our favorite foods, including hot dogs, ribs, and hamburgers. But there's a lot of people that heartburn usually follows after we eat these things. But Dr. Sue Satcher is joining us with tips to prevent the burn in the first place. Welcome, Dr. Satcher.
Hi, thanks for having me, Natalie.
Thank you for coming by. It's very timely because we're about to start that barbecue season. So I want to help people in case that they do have heartburn, but you're a gastroenterologist, so do you typically see an increase in heartburn cases just as we get into this summer barbecue season?
Absolutely. In fact, a recent survey showed that summer is the #1 season where people with frequent heartburn are experiencing symptoms, and this is because we're eating things we normally don't eat, drinking things we normally don't drink, eating later at night, a whole slew of things that we do during the summer we typically don't do year-round.
Well, speak on that. You said a little bit about eating at night. Are there certain habits that we do that either cause or exacerbate heartburn?
Absolutely. The things that we do is we eat large meals, and small frequent meals are typically the best way to go to minimize acid production. And ultimately a lot of people exercise after they have a large meal. Maybe they feel guilty, and that kicks up heartburn too. You want to have a high protein or high grain meal before you exercise so you don't have that heartburn feeling. And finally, what I recommend to my patients is Prilosec OTC, because just one pill a day for 14 days blocks that acid that causes frequent heartburn.
So if you were to take a pill like Prilosec OTC, you'd still be able to eat those foods that you like the hamburgers and things like that, but maybe not necessarily suffer those heartburn effects right away every time, right?
Yes, that's the beauty of it, because if you know you're going to go to that summer barbecue or know you're going to some other event where there might be meals that trigger your heartburn, you can take Prilosec OTC before and protect yourself from it.
So besides the usual culprits, the hamburgers and the barbecue ribs and things like that, are there other things that are pretty worse offenders in terms of causing the heartburn that we need to maybe eat in moderation?
Absolutely. All alcohol, caffeine, mints, chocolates, pretty much everything that tastes really good can kick up that heartburn. Another thing is we want to eat small meals and make sure that we don't eat dinner too late, because when we lay down after dinner, we don't have gravity on our side anymore, and that acid can splash up from our stomach into our esophagus and cause those heartburn symptoms.
Is there a time frame, like let's say you go to bed at midnight, when should you stop eating that day before you go to sleep?
You should be finished eating dinner around 7:30. 4 hours is a good rule of thumb before dinner and going to sleep.
Is that a good rule of thumb for anybody or specifically for people who are suffering from heartburn?
Actually, it's a great rule of thumb for everybody, especially people, because their heartburn can be triggered when you lay down flat. But also, eating an earlier dinner is very effective if people are trying to lose weight as well.
Great. Now, real quick, is there anywhere that people can go to get more information on heartburn and how to treat it?
There's a great amount of information on PrilosecOTC.com. I highly recommend it to all my patients. I highly recommend you check it out and start enjoying your summer again.
Dr. Sue Satcher, thank you very much for coming on and talking about this. Now we're going to go out to the barbecues and enjoy it without the heartburn.
Have a great summer.
You too. Thank you. Now we're going to head back over to Zuri. She has a special guest with her.